How's everybody doing this Saturday night? I don't know. I'm sweating out my Kentucky Wildcats versus Texas A&M football game. Thank goodness our defense is good because our offense has just stunk up the joint tonight. I don't know if we're going to manage to get that one pulled out or not. So if anybody's watching that, just by the way, throughout the evening, if you're watching ESPN and you happen to catch that score of Kentucky and Texas A&M, don't be shy. Type it in there to chat because I kind of want to keep up with it. I don't know if we're going to win or not, but I still kind of want to keep up with it. So we always have some information that we go over before we start opening things. So let's roll that out right now. First up, of course, feedback. I do have that completely automated on eBay. So anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you will instantly get it in return. And yeah, so it's kind of like a win-win, and you don't have to wait on me. So there's the advantage. And of course, the second and most important thing you see written up there right now is a big thank you, because I do appreciate you bidding with me, breaking with me, hanging out, chatting, hopefully keeping me informed on some scores tonight along the way. Hint, hint. We are next looking at breaks that are coming up here over the course of the next 5 days. This is the stuff that is already up and listed on eBay, available for bidding right now. Tomorrow night will be a case of Leaf Best of Baseball, a case of Bowman High Tech, and an 8-box inner case of Illusions Football. Monday night, we're going to open a half case of basketball jerseys, autographed, of course. Another case of our Archive Signature Series retired players, some more Flawless Collegiate, a little more National Treasures baseball, and some more Impeccable basketball. Tuesday night, we'll open an autographed baseball bat, and then we're going to kind of go through a full case of Contenders Draft Picks baseball. And I really dread sorting that. I'm going to tell you that straight up. Oh, yeah. I don't mind the breaking the full case at once, but the sorting of that one's not going to be very much fun. It's pretty bad when you dread it like 4 days in advance or 3 days in advance. On Wednesday night, we are going to open another case of Leaf Best of Baseball, some more Flawless Collegiate, and we'll do a 16-box master case of Illusions Football on Wednesday night. Then on Thursday, it will be a triple play baseball box with 3 autographed memorabilia items in it, a half case of Leaf autographed mini football helmets, and a half case of Leaf autographed football jerseys, and a full case of Bowman Chrome baseball. So that is what the week ahead looks like. Let's check out tonight. Mostly free shipping breaks tonight. Our baseball glove, our half case of baseball jerseys, our autographed full-size football helmet, and Flawless Collegiate, all free shipping breaks. Our paid shipping break tonight is Goodwin Champions. Goodwin Champions. Please remember, no mail service on Monday because of Columbus Day. So I'm going to be printing labels over the weekend. They're not going to be picked up until Tuesday. If you see one printed for you, just understand it's not going to scan until Tuesday, but I'm just trying to get a lot done. Then, of course, the next thing you need to know has to do with shipping dates. Paid shipping break, I'm anticipating to get out the door on Wednesday. Free shipping break, I have pegged to go out on or before Thursday. Sometimes I'm able to get those out earlier. Sometimes they're on the money, but that's what we're projecting. And of course, in any of the breaks tonight, if your team is not the team pulled, you are entitled to a consolation card. It can be from any year in any series. I just kind of reach in the box for your team, grab one, and send it on if you're due one. I do track that for a rolling 90-day period. If you're in one of our free shipping breaks tonight that you see listed there on the screen under the free shipping section, then typically I'm going to hold your consolation card until the next time you have a package heading out the door. Then I gather them all up, send them all out at once with that package. If you don't want to wait and you're in that free shipping break or one of those free shipping breaks, send me a message on eBay. I will be happy to get it to you by itself ahead of schedule. And then, of course, our paid shipping break, that's Goodwin Champions. If you get skunked in there, consolation cards will be sent out with the rest of the break. Okay, so that's the way all of that's going to work. First up tonight, 2018 Hit Parade Series 2 Autographed Baseball Glove, break number 4. And everything we're opening tonight ended tonight, Saturday night. Can you believe we are already on the 6th day of October? Crazy. A couple of teams didn't sell. You'll see that was noted there as no bids buyback. That would be the Marlins and the Padres. Everything else, you see a name across from it. If you're the winning bidder, that should be your eBay user ID. Last but not least, I am taking away autofocus because I hate it. I don't like all that zooming in and out. That's why your background went out of focus. But we should be all good regardless. So in chat tonight, it looks like we have Jay Allen and Kian's dad and Camden all here. Jay Allen is keeping me up to date. Thank you, Jay Allen. He says we're still all knotted up 7-7. Start of the fourth quarter for Texas A&M and my Kentucky Wildcats. You know, it has not been really a very fun game to watch because nobody's had very good offensive production on either side of the ball. So I guess, though, it's hard for me to complain about that when I've been complaining about the pro game being nothing but a shootout lately. So I guess I can't have it both ways, can I? But somewhere in the middle would be nice, like a reasonably decent scoring game, maybe, without it being, you know, just all offense. I don't know. Somewhere there's a happy medium between college ball and the NFL, but we haven't quite found it yet, have we? Anthony and Liz Bennett are here. Ashley is here. And Kian's dad said he heard a rumor that Trubisky had a good game last week. Haha, man. Yeah, you know he did. So I hate the way they do these. We're just going to kind of take a little peek behind it. I'm not going to completely unwrap it, but can you even see that at all? We'll look at the sticker that'll tell you who that signature is, but they wrap them very strangely with these gloves, and I don't like to unwrap them because I think it's, you know, bad form. Like, I don't want to do that because they have it wrapped that way for some reason that I don't really know what it is, and I don't know where this goes, so let me look it up real quickly here. We'll do, of course, length of service, because I believe this is a retired player, right? I don't think this is an active player. So 1 second here. I was really hoping we could get by without looking something up first out of the bag tonight, but you know what? I was wrong. So there you go. And he played, it looks like, for a few different teams. So let me pull his full stats up and we'll find out. It'll be based on length of service then. And I'm still trying to get you a good look at that signature. You can see it under there, but they don't really make it easy, do they? So there is your glove, and I'm going to leave it just like it is with your little foam blocks and saran wrap. It'll go back in that Hit Parade bag that it was in. And it looks like, what do we have here? 1, 2, 3 years of the Giants, couple of years of Dodgers, 3 years of Brewers and Indian, couple of years for the Braves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the Expos. So that's where we're headed based on length of service. And of course, you probably know the former Montreal Expos are the current Washington Nationals, and cards and items always stay with their franchise if a franchise has relocated or renamed. So that means the glove is headed to the Washington Nationals. Ooh, we just got a pick, Jay Allen said. Oh, that's good. I like that sound. I like that plan, Jay Allen. But the key is going to be now, can we turn it into points? Because, good grief, we haven't been able to convert anything, which just, I'm going to tell you right now, I've been saying it all year. Like, I know we went with Terry Wilson because he's mobile and blah, blah, blah. But I'm going to tell you right now, if we had Gunnar Hoke in there, Hauk, whichever way you say it, he'd be slinging that ball down there and we'd be scoring points. He may not be as mobile, but he's accurate and he's good, and I wish they'd put him in, but there you go. So we're moving now into our half case of autographed baseball jerseys. Everybody probably saw this a minute ago, so I'm not going to read it all off again, but if you didn't hear me talking about it a minute ago, please take a moment, look up there, review the information that you see on the screen, and hit me up in chat right now if you have any questions. So this is a half case of 2018 Gold Rush Series 2 autographed baseball jerseys, half case break number 26. And of course, same format as before, team names on the left, your name in lights across from your team if you're the winning bidder. And of course, again, new spreadsheet will go up before each break. So if you're not in this one, you'll see your name up there shortly. This is the back half of a case. So we don't have to take it all out and number it tonight because we did that when we started the case. So tonight, a little easier. We just managed to, get in here and get them out. Carmen's here. Hi, Carmen. Corey's here. Hi, Corey. Ashley, sometimes we do have spots that we sell live for teams that didn't sell or people that didn't pay. I tell you, we've had a little bit of that the last couple of days, but finally tonight, no zero feedback bidders leaving us high and dry tonight, I'm happy to say. So that's the good news. Oh, Anthony and Liz, you said that was a 95 World Series glove. Okay. Jay Allen says that it notes the 95, so we may have to go back to that glove then. We'll go back to that glove in a moment, guys, but it, of course, doesn't have a team designation on it, but if it does have something else that indicates a team, we'll go back and revisit that. Just hold your horses there, and I'll go back and pick it up there in a minute. Right now, we are a JSA authenticated jersey. There is Steve Carlton. There's your JSA authenticated sticker that goes with it. And of course, these are generally custom jerseys. I think this one is no exception to the rule. Yeah, Throwback Phillies custom jersey there is first out. So Steve Carlton and the Phillies coming out first. Then let's go check out number 2 here. And we'll go back and look at the glove, guys. Some of you said that it says Braves or something on it. We'll go back and look at that, but just give me a minute to get through the jerseys because I didn't see any of that in chat until I had already set the glove aside and we had started on the jerseys. So this is Don Mattingly. So that, of course, is going to be a Yankee. Once again, JSA authenticated, JSA sticker and paperwork to match. And I will tell you, if one of these jerseys is coming your way, please make sure when you get it that you find your paper authentication if you would like to keep it. It's generally going to be folded up inside your jersey. So sometimes, they're going to fall around during shipping and things like that. So you'd want to make sure that you locate it before you toss out bags or envelopes or any of that kind of stuff, okay? All right, moving on down the line here. We have a Mets jersey, and it's a heavy one too. It's Mike Piazza, and there's a JSA authenticated paper and sticker. There's your autograph. Your Piazza custom jersey for the Mets tonight. So to recap our jerseys, we have the Mets with Piazza. We had the Don Mattingly come out for the New York Yankees. And then before that, we had Carlton Fisk and the Phillies. All right, I'm going to get these jerseys all set aside. We're going to pick the baseball glove back up. And give me 1 second to get it picked back up and carried back over. I can hardly even see what this says in there. It says... his name is on there, and then it says 95 World Series champ. So that means he won the 95 World Series. That is accurate, that he did win the 95 World Series, but it doesn't specifically say Braves on there. Let me see. It does look like he's got a 9 after it, a jersey number. So let me see if he wore a different jersey number for one team than he did for another. And if one of them he wore a 9 and the other one he didn't, then that will be our deciding factor. Because, you can sign World Series champ because you won the World Series, but it does not say Braves on there anywhere on the glove, which would again take us back to more of a length of service unless he wore number 9 for one team and not for another. So I'm trying to look that up right now. Yeah, this is why it's always such a drag to open stuff like that, because you can come up with 500 different possibilities. And of course it does say, guys, in the special circumstances of a listing, it talks about all the different ways that we determine how something is given out, okay, how it is derived. So I'm trying to find something right now that tells me what number he wore, and I cannot see it right now. So I don't know what number he wore. Can't seem to find it. So guys, if you're interested in the glove, at the end of the break, I'll go back and research the jersey number some more. But for the time being, it was awarded based on years of service. Nothing on that glove says Braves on it. So by the way the rule is written in special circumstances, I believe, unless his jersey number, again, was 9 for one team and not for another, then it's going to stay where it is. The only thing that would make a difference is jersey number. The reason that would make a difference is because if you look in, again, special circumstances, there's an area down there that talks about custom jerseys. This would sort of fall into that same thing, where there is no team noted, but if it were to match a jersey number and other identifying things, then that's how it would work, okay? So right now, we're going to leave that be, and I can research that more at the end of the break, but I'm not going to, I did already call it for a team. There's a question about it. I'll look at it again at the end of the break, but we're not going to take another 20 or 30 minutes to try to find every jersey number that he wore throughout his, 16 or so year career at this moment in time. So for right now, I'm considering it still to be length of service because it does not say Braves on it. And it does just say World Series champ, which can be true of, he is a World Series champ. So, all right, if you didn't see this before, here's another look at it. Talks about your anticipated shipping days, consolation cards, and other information that you need to know, okay? We are getting ready to open a Hit Parade full-size football helmet, Series 35. This is break number 24. And, of course, our team names are there on the left, and our winning bidders are across from it there on the right-hand side. And we haven't opened a full-size helmet in a little while, so this gives us one to get into. There's this sticker on it. It doesn't fit within the camera range very well, but you can see it there on the seal. And I'm going to try to get this out of here so you can see it come out that way. Oh man, that cellophane is some nasty stuff. It makes a lot of noise and it's super irritating. All right. Corey, you said you ordered a bunch of stuff that you're going to open yourself, huh? At your house? You got a bunch of things coming there. It sounds like a memorabilia vault, national treasures, flawless. You got all kinds of stuff coming, man. You're going to have a party when that arrives, aren't you? So we have a Saints helmet coming out right now. And there is your signature on it. I'm probably going to have to look in the box and see if we can find out. First of all, there's our Beckett COA tucked in there at the side. And there's our Beckett COA there on the back. Let's see if it tells us. I would guess, was that Marshawn Lattimore maybe? Does it tell me in here? Yes, it is Marshawn Lattimore. So the Saints hitting the full-size helmet tonight with the Marshawn Lattimore autograph. I'm going to leave your Beckett COA just tucked in right there where it is. So when you get it, it should be tucked in right there at about that same spot. All right, guys, we are now moving into Flawless Collegiate. Camden, I can see that you're clearly upset about the glove. I would encourage you to go to the listing description. If you scroll down there and you read the special circumstances area, which is available there for everyone to read before you place a bid, after you place a bid, anytime you want to look at it, it does very clearly spell out how we deal with all these different kinds of scenarios, including pulling an item that doesn't have any team information on it. So, of course, we've already discussed that a little bit. And as I said, Camden, we can discuss it more later in the evening. But that information is quite clearly stated there. So if there's questions about that sort of thing, the better time to have asked that would have been before you made a bid. If you had a question about the way that that's written and you didn't like the way that I award those before you bid, would have been probably the better time to ask about that. So Flawless Collegiate, guys, is, I forgot to switch our camera view back there, so that's always fun. That's always nice. Trying to deal with our issue here with someone who's unhappy because they did not get called for an item that came out. And again, you know, guys, not everything can go to every team. That's why we have in the description all those things that talk about how things are awarded. That's how it works. Okay, so we are now taking a look at, no, it is not a school case. You guys, we haven't pulled any of the school cases yet, but some of you may know Flawless does have an option in here where they have suitcases that are all players from one school. This is numbered to 25, and it is Rashad Penny for the Seahawks. Next out, there's a nice Josh Allen to 10. That's a very nice patch and on-card autograph to 10 for Josh Allen and the Bills. Behind that, Ed Reed. That's numbered to 20. Ed Reed is the Ravens. That, of course, we double-checked last night because he came out of a case last night, too. That's the card that goes with his little diamond chip in there. Oh, best reviews and free bonuses. You said you're mad you were going to go for the Bills tonight and you missed it. Oh, man, I'm sorry. Well, you know, we've got more Flawless Collegiate, so we got plenty more to open up. So it'll be all good. Not to worry, not to worry. We'll have more shots at it. Robert Foster, numbered to 20. And guys, since these are in their collegiate uniforms, of course, they go to their current teams if they are a current player. If they are a retired player, they go to the team they played for the longest. This is Jameis Winston. It's numbered to 25. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Next out is Ray Lewis. That is numbered to 5. Ray Lewis should be a Raven. Behind that is Ronald Jones II with a nice Rose Bowl patch. That's numbered to 10, and that is Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And here is Marshall Faulk, numbered to 10. I'll double check that. I always think of Marshall Faulk as being a Ram. But we will go and make sure, based on length of service, that that goes to the Rams. I think that it will, but we'll double check it. Marcel Aitman comes out next, numbered to 25. Behind that, we have a little Royce Freeman with another piece of the Rose Bowl patch. That one numbered to 15. And finally, it is Sam Darnold and Ronald Jones sharing a card numbered to 10. Sam Darnold, of course, is the Jets, and Ronald Jones is a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. So we'll have to go to our spreadsheet, see if we have the same team owner or a different team owner on that one. And if we have different team owners, then that will be awarded using random.org. But in the meantime, let's double check on our Marshall Faulk card here and make sure length of service wise where that one's going to go. So give me a second to get that pulled up. I'll show you the card in question. It's right there, numbered to 10 on the Marshall Faulk. So again, if you guys remember how this works, and most of you probably do, we use NFL.com to determine our years of service. So I'm just going to NFL.com historical players search and simply looking up Marshall Faulk, and we'll make sure what team that actually goes to. And it is loading, loading. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years were with the Colts, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years with the Rams. So as we called it before, it is in fact going to the Rams based on length of service. Ronald Jones again. We looked at that one, so we don't have to look him up. We know where he goes. This is what we're looking at next. And of course, it is Sam Darnold and Ronald Jones. So we're looking at Jets and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's get back over here to our spreadsheet for that and see if we have the same team owner or a different team owner. Every once in a while we get lucky and we have the same one. So the Jets is JT Sports 23, and then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is CP Dudus or Dudus, maybe Dudus. All right, so that means we are, in fact, heading over to random. And here's how that works, guys. It is always typed in left to right or top to bottom, depending on how a card is oriented. And this card is oriented as left to right. So it's going in as the Jets, who are on the left-hand side of the card, and the Bucks, who are on the right-hand side of the card. I will do random 3 different times. The first 2 do not count. It is only the third and final random that makes the determination. So ignore the first one. You can ignore the second one. Here is our third and final. And there you'll see 3 times our date and time stamp. And that goes to the Jets, which I have a typo in there. It says the Jurors, but you know it means the Jets. So that's this dual team card right here. Is the New York Jets. And I'm sure that you know I wouldn't mark on a card, but since Camden seems to be intent on making everything rigged or somehow working against him tonight, there was a demonstration that in fact it is not marked on the card, but on the sleeve. So one more time, let's recap. We've got Sam Darnold taking this one for the Jets by way of random.org. We have the nice Ray Lewis. Behind that is Jameis Winston for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Then we have Robert Foster, numbered to 20. Did I look up Robert Foster? Let's check that one out, make sure that I know where that one goes as well, because I don't really think we looked up Robert Foster. So let me check that one real quick and get it out of the way. Buffalo Bills. So wanted to make sure I didn't leave him out. So Robert Foster is the Buffalo Bills. Royce Freeman with his little RF autograph there coming out for the Broncos. Our Marcel Aitman is out. Marcel Aitman is a Raider, I believe. Ronald Jones for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Marshall Faulk for the Rams. We have Ed Reed for the Ravens. It's a little diamond chip, and there's your little diamond card that goes with it that basically I think tells you it's not a blood diamond and such. Here's our handsome Josh Allen to 10 for the Buffalo Bills. And finally, it's Rashad Penny for the Seahawks. So let me get Flawless Collegiate set aside. We're going to be starting here on some Upper Deck. This is a whole master case of Upper Deck. So this one is gonna take a while. So if you happen to be in for the long haul, you might want to go get a snack before we start this one. It's gonna take us a while to get through it. I can pretty well guarantee you that. Well, I've got the case up. Let me get our spreadsheet up, and we'll run through some Upper Deck here in a few moments. Okay, so you probably have seen this by now. Just in case you have not, we are talking about two different things here. Our paid shipping break, which is Goodwin Champions that we're about to open, is going to ship on or about Wednesday the 10th. Please remember there is no mail service at all on Monday because of the holiday, okay? And if you get skunked in any category of Upper Deck Goodwin Champions, then consolation cards of some type will go out to you with the rest of the break. And that's really just because it's a paid shipping break. If you got skunked in one of our free shipping breaks up there, which was the baseball glove, the baseball jersey, the full-size helmet, or Flawless Collegiate, your consolation cards are typically held in the free shipping breaks until you have a package going out. I keep up with it for a rolling 90-day period. If you do want it sent sooner, you don't want to wait for your next package and you are in one of the free shipping breaks, all you need to do is send me a message on eBay and I will certainly get it taken care of for you. So this is 16 boxes of 2018 Upper Deck Goodwin Champions. This is a master case break. It is break number 1. We're going to open all 16 boxes tonight. And of course, there were a lot of different bidding categories in here. And each bidding category told you in the description what you were bidding on. So hopefully everybody managed to read that and know what we're talking about here. So all the Ben Simmons cards, whatever they will be, go to the Ben Simmons category. All Jose Santos cards will go to that category. Any card with Michael Jordan on it goes to that one. Miles Bridges goes to his. Serena Williams goes to her spot. Shohei Ohtani to his, Tiger Woods to his, Wayne Gretzky to his. There's an insert set called Robots Rule. All of those will go to that bidding position. Any World Traveler Map relics we pull would go there. National Park Relics has a bidding category. Masterpieces Art of the Ages has a bidding category. Aviation Relics, Canine Companions Patches, Jungle Book Relics, Presidential Legacy Relics, Splash of Color base cards that are not autographs or not relics go to the Splash of Color base. Again, unless they are Ben Simmons or one of the listed athletes, okay? The listed athletes, any card that has that athlete on it goes to that athlete's category. Splash of Color relics that do not fall into an athlete category. Splash of Color autographs that are not one of our listed athletes would go to that category. Then we have Goodwin inscribed autographs. Once again, anything that's not our listed athletes that is a Goodwin card inscribed, you know, like whatever it might say, Hall of Fame 91 or World Series Champion 95, whatever. Then there's Genuine Heroes autographs, cut signature autographs, other relics that just have the Goodwin name on them that don't hit one of the other categories, the Gaudy card relics that don't have one of the other categories, Goodwin Champion other autographs, Gaudy other autographs, Goodwin base cards that are not autographs, relics, or another category, Goodwin mini base, same as, no autograph, no relic, no other category, Gaudy base, non-autograph, non-relic, not falling into another category, and Gaudy mini, no autograph, no relic, not falling into another category. So hopefully everybody read all their descriptions and know what they've got going here and how it works. So that is what we're about to embark upon. And as I said, it's going to take us a while to get through this bad boy. It is set up as two 8-box inners. So, of course, that's how we'll take them. I'm taking the two 8-box inners out of the master case right now. We'll break an 8, and then we'll break the other 8 right behind the first 8. Let me just get the master case box out of our way here. And embark upon some Upper Deck Goodwin Champions. So we don't open a lot of Upper Deck. Most of the Upper Deck stuff, of course, many of you know, is hockey, because they don't have a license for the other sports. They don't have any NFL or MLB or NBA licensing deals with anything. However, they do have some exclusive athletes, and you saw a list of a lot of them. There are others, of course, but not as high profile maybe as the ones that we created to give their own category to. So this is where those show up. This is where you can find your Michael Jordans and Ben Simmons and all that sort of stuff. This is exactly where they put them, in Goodwin Champions. And I think, so guys, is there any questions about anything with how the categories are broken out in Goodwin Champions before we get rolling here? Jay Allen says it's tied again at 14-14. Okay, well, that's probably not a good sign. Like, I don't know. We're going to pull this one out or not. I'm not feeling, I don't know. I'm not going to say we're not going to win, but I'm also not definitely thinking that we are. So we're going to be looking for 3 hits per box. You can see on here it can be an autograph, a relic, a manufactured patch, or a 3D lenticular. We have 100 cards per box, so that's why I told you it's going to be a while. There's 1,600 cards in this break, so yeah. So that's how things are going to roll. So there's Goodwin Champions. You know, again, guys, there's a Gaudy. I'm sure everybody knows what we're looking for here. But any of these that you see that say that on them, if they're not one of our listed athletes, and it's not a relic and it's not an autograph, then the Goodwins go to the Goodwin base and the Gaudis will go to the Gaudy base, and so on and so forth. That's how that works. And this is Mark Coleman, but it is a splash of color. And so that would go to splash of color base. I'm just kind of pointing these out as we go through them the first time so that everyone's kind of got a handle on what we've got going here with this tonight. Corey says I'm going to have a whole case of filler cards when we're done. Well, but see, all these were broken out. So the people who bought the categories for the base cards or the base mini or whatever it may be, they're going to end up getting all of those. So they'll ship off. They're going to be shipping off somewhere. They're not hanging out here. They will be heading out the door. So there's an example of a Ben Simmons card. So again, any card that has Ben Simmons on it is going to go to the Ben Simmons category. So there's the first card that we see for him. That's a splash of color, but it is base. No relic, no autograph. And now that you have kind of an idea of the stuff we're going to find, we're just going to kind of buzz through these at a pretty good little clip unless we're on a hit. I'm going to get several packs out, and we're going to approach it more like we normally do from here on out and just ride right through it. Hi, Gio. How are you? Oh, I see Jay Allen said that Kentucky picked up a fumble and returned it for a touchdown. Like right now, so we're ahead? Are we up 21-14? What are you saying to me, Jay Allen? I need more info. I gotta have more info on that, man. I don't know if that happened to make it 14-14 or if that happened after, if that's what made 14-14 or if that happened after 14-14. That's what I'm trying to get to. All right, so there's LeBron James. I did not have a separate bidding category for LeBron James, did I? He must not have autographs in this product. I did those when I was taking care of when I was taking care of doing the listing categories. I was also looking at the checklist, so he must not have autographs in here. So this is a little wooden kind of mini, but it is still a Goodwin mini, and it is not for anybody who is a listed athlete in another category, so that just goes to the Goodwin mini base. Here's a splash of color base, but a 3D base, but same as. So for the most part, we just kind of go until we find some hits that we're looking for. 3 per box as we go along. I think, if I remember right, that one person bought the vast majority of the other base cards and minis and all that sort of thing. So somebody's probably going to have like a 50-pound box of cards signed up there. Gio, what is, are the Yankees playing right now? I didn't know what time that game even started. I got really focused on the UK Texas A&M football game. And, of course, I was working, so I didn't even pay attention to the baseball start time tonight. But if they're already up and running, what kind of score are we looking at over there? Corey, who are you hoping gets signed? You said you picked up a lot of his high-end cards dirt cheap, but I don't know. I probably missed that. So who is it that you picked up a bunch of, Corey? Oh, Kaepernick. Okay. Yeah, there's all kinds of things that you can do with Goodwin Champions. They do have some sort of thing where you can collect all of a particular set and get something else, but for sure, I think it would take a lot of work to accomplish it. I'm pretty sure that it would. Pretty sure. So Jose Santos, of course, is an example of a card that goes to the listed player category. And so on and so forth. Goodwin's very similar to Allen and Ginter. Greg pointed out to me tonight, I don't know if Greg's on tonight or not, but he sent me a message earlier and let me know that that I had messed up. There's another Ben Simmons. Had messed up and left a Allen and Ginter description somewhere, or some verbiage about Allen and Ginter somewhere in the listing that I had not taken out of there. So here's one of our hits for this box, and it's Canine Companions, and I don't think these are particularly easy to hit. The Canine Companions patch, this one is a Rat Terrier, and I'm pretty sure that that's a pretty good card. I'm fairly sure that it is. And I forgot, let me grab our lenticular card really quickly here, because that is one of our hits, and I think I stacked it over there with the base, and I do need to stack it back with the hit. So let me just real quickly go through here and grab it so that I have our hits together, along with, where's our little wood mini? There he is. Okay, now I think we're back on track. And here is a relic for Andre Silva. So this is an example of Goodwin relics. That's the category it goes to, because it's not a relic of a listed athlete category. So that's where it goes, Goodwin relics. Jay Ellen, you said Kentucky got the ball back. with 2:13 to go, and it's still tied. Oh, boy. Oh, my goodness. That would be nerve-wracking. It's probably good I'm not watching it. I'm pretty sure I'd be, like, yelling and screaming, maybe throwing things. It would be probably unpleasant, I think. Corey said the only thing you would want out of this is Michael Jordan, Ohtani, or Wayne Gretzky. Really, you would not want Ben Simmons, because his autograph would probably sell for more than all those guys together. Maybe not more than Michael Jordan, but maybe. I don't know. Ben Simmons' autographs go pretty high. And if you happen to get lucky enough to pull the exquisite, because there is an exquisite Ben Simmons, there's also an exquisite Ohtani. If you were to be lucky enough to pull one of those, that would be a tremendous amount of money. Yeah, Jay Allen, I'm with you. I'm pretty sure those canine patches go for pretty good money. So you kind of thought the same that I did on that. I don't remember the pricing for a lot of this stuff, obviously, because I don't monitor it super closely. But Canine Companions, I think, is one that usually has pretty good resale value. Yankees 3, Red Sox 1, huh? All right, well, that sounds like the Yankees might have picked up the pace a little bit. I don't know what inning they're in, but sounds like you might be on the right track there. It's always interesting to see who all is in here. Like, they have all kinds of stuff in here. UFC fighters, and there's a Serena Williams card. Of course, those will go directly to the Serena Williams bidding spot. Another Ben Simmons, that'll go to his bidding spot. Michael Jordan, that goes to his. Another splash of color. So, Corey, when are you expecting to get your big haul? All the stuff you bought today, when are you expecting to see that show up in Alaska? So that you can have some fun, open it all up, and then make us all insanely jealous with whatever you hit. We want to know when it's coming so that we can then, you know, bug you and find out when it is that it'll be showing up. Marco Andretti. Oh, that's kind of cool. Goodwin autograph. And that is the category it goes to, Goodwin autographs. Behind that, another Goodwin autographs. This one is Yu Lee, I'm going to say that is. Golfer, apparently. It's in the 6th inning for the Yankees and the Red Sox. Okay, well, we've got a little bit of time left to go in that one. I'm thinking since Jay Allen didn't give me any updates, Kentucky must not have done anything with the ball. I bet we're going to overtime. Oh, no. He's telling me Kentucky is punting with 13 seconds to go. Good grief. That's just pitiful. I'll tell you, we should have put Gunnar Hoke in the game and let Gunnar run a couple of series, and I guarantee you we would have points on the board. Whether it would have been a touchdown or whether it would have been a field goal, I bet you if Gunnar had run a series or two, it wouldn't be a tie game. But anyway, I guess I just better hope that nothing crazy happens and Texas A&M doesn't score in that last 13 seconds and give us at least a chance in overtime. More splash of color base. That, of course, was Gaudy base. Goodwin minis. And there's a splash of color for Ben Simmons coming out. Oh, another Canine Companion. All right, we're kind of doing pretty well so far with our Canine Companions tonight. This one is a plot hound. I've never heard of a plot hound, but anyway. So 2 canine companions relics tonight. Not too shabby so far. Well, see, this is what I'm saying, Jay Allen. We have another quarterback on the roster, Gunnar Hoke. And Gunnar is a junior. He's been in the system for 3 years, or maybe he's a red shirt. I don't know. Anyway, he's been in the system 3 years. This is a Goodwin relic for Jacob Ardown. And our other guy, Gunnar, is an excellent passer. Excellent passer. Can throw it down the field, moves the ball quickly, converts well, protects the ball well, but he doesn't run. He's not a mobile quarterback, really. Terry Wilson is. So Terry Wilson is a JUCO transfer that came in to us just this year and somehow beat Gunnar. Well, I know how. He beat Gunnar out for the job because they said he was more mobile. And they thought that, his legs would be worth, that we would gain more benefit from his running than we would if we stayed with Gunnar, who isn't a mobile quarterback. Terry Wilson is supposed to be a dual threat quarterback. I don't really think he is. But anyway, they say he is. So all season, I've been mad about it because Gunnar, when they do put him in, Gunnar just plays really well. We just march down the field and we score points. And when Terry's in there, Terry does make some good plays with his legs sometimes, for sure. But he also throws interceptions. He's not accurate with the long ball. He's prone to having poor ball security. And tonight, I didn't even think he was running very well myself. But at any rate, I just, wish they had put Gunnar in there for a series or two somewhere because I think it would have made the difference. But we didn't. And I see that you're saying he's just done even worse since the last part of the game I saw. So I don't even know what else he's done. But, I mean, for sure, he moves well. And he does have some benefits to being able to run. But got to have somebody that can get the ball down the field on the nights when you can't run it. You go in against Texas A&M, who has a very good run, very good defense against the run. What are you going to do? Can't count on Benny Snell to always run 100 yards and 5 touchdowns a game or anything like that. Hey, Greg, how are you tonight? How are things going for you this evening, Greg? Benrod says Greg missed the action. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Greg, we had a disgruntled person in chat earlier on the autographed baseball glove. Went by length of service, as we would typically do in a situation where a team is not designated on an item. And the guy got bent out of shape because, as well as the autograph, there was an inscription under it that said he was 95 World Series champ, which he was, 1995 World Series champ. But by way of the way that the rule is written on every web page, it would go to the team he played for the longest. But his thought was, because it said 1995 World Series champ, that it should absolutely, unquestionably go to the team he played for in 1995. But there was no mention of the team. So anyway, so he got really bent out of shape and spent a good long while, going back and forth and, basically expressing his extreme displeasure with me repeatedly. World Traveler map relics. I think those actually are, is it World Traveler map relic or is it the National Park? One of those map relics, I think, also has pretty good resale. Oh, Jay Allen, you said he didn't even own the spot. Are you kidding me? I thought one of the spots was his, so he didn't own the spot. Was he in the break at all? Or was he just in trolling just to pass some time on a Saturday night and had no involvement at all? Robots Rule the World lenticular card. So that is another hit out of this box. So we had the Canine Companion. Did that come out of this box? I think. The lenticular robot Rule the World. Then we've had the World Traveler map relic there as well. So yeah, Greg, you did miss all the fun. I tell you what, though, sometimes that is why I just think... that's one of the reasons I don't like opening the autograph stuff like basketballs and, and like the glove and things like that, because it should be pretty cut and dried, and it really is. I mean, it's written the way that it's written, which is link the service, but... then you get somebody throwing a fit over an inscription and sends you off into a 30-minute tangent from that person. Oh, he didn't even have... he just said he thought it should be the Braves, and so he just decided to just hang around and throw a fit. Okay, well, cool. George Bryan, that one is hand numbered to 25, and it goes to Goodwin Champions Inscriptions. This is actually Goodwin Inscriptions, guys, because you see the signature, and below it, it says Bryan Brothers Golf Inscription. So that is where that goes. Goodwin Inscriptions, not regular Goodwin autographs. Goodwin Inscriptions. Kentucky has the ball first, huh? Okay, well, let's hope that we can make something happen with that. We have to... I can't remember if these are NFL rules or college rules. In overtime, if we score a touchdown on first possession, it's over, right? But if we just get a field goal, the other team gets the ball. Is that right? The other team still gets a chance to have a possession if we only score a field goal. Or if we get a touchdown, it ends right then. Is that right in overtime for college, or is that overtime for NFL? Greg, it's this golfer right here. George Bryan is the golfer. That's the one we just pulled, and it goes to Goodwin Inscriptions because it's got the autograph and then the inscription right below it. And Inscriptions did have its own bidding category. Oh, yeah, I know. I wish that, yeah, on the Marshall Faulk, I know, man. I did go double check that, though, to make sure that it was length of service to the Rams versus the Colts. And it was, in fact, length of service to the Rams. He was there longer than he was with the Colts, so I know. I did have to go check that one out, though, because sometimes I will have in my head that, like, I really strongly associate Marshall Faulk as a Ram. I always have. And sometimes I will think, oh, yeah, it's definitely, he was with the Rams longer, and you'll go look it up and find out, whoops, no, that player was with another team longer, but... in the case of Mr. Marshall Faulk, he was, in fact, a Ram longer than he was a Colt. So, wow, I wonder if the guy was in the breaks at all tonight then, the guy throwing a fit. If he was in any of the breaks, or what kind of was going on there. Who knows? Some memorabilia for Goodwin, and it is Graham, R-A-H-A-L. I don't know how to say his last name. Rahal? Oh, good grief. Our quarterback got sacked on third down. Ah, yeah. Terry Wilson continuing to just make us happy, isn't he? Wow. Get sacked on third. How do you let yourself get sacked on third down in overtime? Come on. Man, we wouldn't even still be in the game right now tonight if we didn't have good defense, because we have done nothing tonight offensively. Nothing. It's just ridiculous. There's a little Gaudy mini of a bird watcher of some sort. Took us out of field goal range. Nice. Oh, nice. Just gets better, doesn't it? Man alive. I don't know how they... I don't know why we don't switch. At least give Gunner some series when we're in games like this where we are not doing well offensively. There's no reason to not let Gunner have a couple shots at it. I mean, I know all about rhythm and keeping, you know, quarterbacks in rhythm and etc. I know all of that. But you know what? If Nick Saban can platoon his quarterbacks, we could platoon ours. That's what I'm saying. But I guess, well, I don't know. Maybe we'll live to fight another day. Maybe we won't. I guess it depends on if A&M scores or not. They haven't really played their best tonight either, at least not the part of the game I saw. I can't obviously comment on what's happened after that, but up until that point, there was another Serena Williams heading to her category, another Gaudy. This is off the topic of sports, but does anybody go see the new movie Venom? I want to know if it's good or not, if anybody's seen it. This is another one of the little lumberjack wooden ones, but they will all go, well, I shouldn't say they all will, but the ones like this, they go to the Goodwin minis category because that person is not one of our listed athletes in another category. And here is a Wesley Bryan autograph that goes to regular Goodwin autographs. A&M's on the 10-yard line. Well, then they're either going to score or get a field goal, and we're about to lose our first game of the season, it sounds like. Another canine companion. And a Basenji hound. A Basenji hound is our third canine companion. I didn't really think, A&M scored. Okay, game over. Figured. I did not really think that the canine companions came out as frequently as we're seeing them tonight, but I do still think they have good resale value regardless of the fact that we're seeing them come out more than I thought we would tonight. Yeah, well, so we lose in overtime. Oh, well. I didn't have a good feeling about this game. I was talking to my mother about it. We were discussing it earlier today, and I said, I just don't know if we're going to win at A&M. I think we're going to lose there and then win at Missouri. She thought we might win at A&M tonight, but sadly, we did not. Oh, well, what are you going to do? $20-14, the final score. We'll be coming home sad tonight. I just didn't think we had a good game plan in general. You know, I mean, we know Terry can't throw the ball very well, not very accurately or very far. And you know that Texas A&M comes in there with excellent run defense, and we've been getting all our yards on the ground. So I think we needed a different game plan, but the coaches didn't give us a different game plan. So now you know the end result. We lose. Okay, so this is kind of cool. An aviation relic that is, I don't know whatever that says right there. I don't know what that is. So it's some kind of a fighter aircraft for Italy, looks like, if I'm reading that correctly on the back there. Huh. Well, that's kind of cool. So aviation relic out for somebody. Whoever has the aviation relic category gets that one. Here is a lenticular Robots Rule the World. Hi, Bandy. My breaks are on eBay. And I have kind of an interesting username on eBay. Hey, Jay Allen or Greg or Ben Rudd, would one of you guys do me a favor and type in my eBay username into chat for Bandy so that I don't have to try to spell it out? And then what you can do, are you registered with eBay, Bandy? If you're signed up there, then all you have to do is go into advanced search. So like at the top of every eBay page, there's an option for search. And then you can do an advanced search. And then if you go into advanced search and you type in search for items by seller, and then Jay Allen, thank you. Jay Allen there typed in my eBay user ID there into chat. So then you can just type that into search for items by seller. Type in my user ID, hit go, and it will bring up everything that I have currently listed. And new stuff gets listed just about every night. We break Bandy most nights of the week. Not every night, but most nights really, I guess. Don't miss too awfully many. And we break all kinds of stuff. Not as much of this. Like we'll probably do one more case of Goodwin champions, but we break lots of basketball and football and baseball and the Topps and Panini stuff mostly, and a lot of Leaf stuff. We have an Emily Collins memorabilia. Goodwin champions relics is the category on that one. Now, of course, remember, guys, this is only the first of the 2 8-box cases. So we've got 3 boxes left to go out of our first 8-box. Then there's a whole other 8-box down there because we're breaking the entire master tonight. Gowdy Mini Serena Williams, but of course it goes to the Serena Williams bidding position. All cards for her go to that. Michael Jordan goes to his own spot. Yeah, I just thought that it would be easier for sorting purposes if we broke those categories down the way that we did on this one. Because I also looked at how everybody else has been selling theirs, and they've been doing it pretty similarly in that they break out certain athletes and then they break out some of the other categories, but I just tried to do it in a way that it would make sense and we could easily figure out where everything went. So, Corey, if you're still on here, I think that's the thing you have to get. That's the bounty card. So it's the Splash of Color 3D that is the lenticular variation that you can collect to get the whole set that are the bounty cards. So, of course, if you want to go in there after those, there is a Splash of Color base category, but which would cover everything except Splash of Color relics, Splash of Color autographs, and then of course it wouldn't cover any of the splash of color for our listed group of whatever it is, 6 or 8 athletes, but it would be all the rest of them. Yeah, Jay Allen, I don't know. I mean, I think you could probably have done something maybe where you took just like all the base of all the Goodwin and all the Goudy and made one big base category, but I wasn't 100% sure if that was the best way to go or not, because there are some people, I think, that only like the Goudy, that's what they collect out of it. So that's why I figured I'd keep those two split out. And I think there are probably, I mean, some people may not break out any of the athletes either, but I thought, you know, that's kind of the important part. Some of those guys that are exclusive signers are the important part of that. And if we were to get lucky enough to, say, find Ben Simmons Exquisite in here, I mean, that would be worth a tremendous amount of money to somebody. And there's an Ohtani Exquisite as well. If you're not familiar, Exquisite was a really high-end Upper Deck product that they used to produce when they had licenses for, because, you know, they used to be able to produce NFL cards and all that sort of thing. They just can't anymore. So, but they used to have Exquisite was their high end for that. And I think those were maybe originally unannounced for the Simmons and the Ohtani in here. There's a Simmons Goudy that they just kind of snuck them in and announced it after the fact, which is, of course, Allen and Ginter trick, right? You know, Allen and Ginter always has something that they don't mention in the sales sheets or you don't know about until it comes out. So I think they were kind of taking a page out of the A&G book there. You miss Upper Deck in baseball and football. You know, there are certainly things I like about Upper Deck, and there are some of their stuff I would say I miss, but other parts of it, I think, honestly, Topps and Panini fill the need for the most part. Certainly Exquisite I did like, so Exquisite is one that you kind of miss, but it's a Goudy. But outside of that one, I don't know. Here's another Canine Companion. This one is an English Toy Terrier. Wonder if it tells us, I wonder if it tells us the odds for those on the back of one of these packs. I'd be curious to know about that. Yeah, it says it is. Okay, so it should be 1 per box then. It says 1 in, I wonder if that means 1 in 100 packs, or I guess it means 1 in 100 packs, doesn't it? That wouldn't be by box. If it's supposed to be 1 in 100 packs for Canine Companions, we're hitting way more than that, aren't we? Yeah, we are. Because there's only, how many packs do we have? I've already forgotten. We have 20 packs per box. So yeah, you should only be hitting like 1 every 5 boxes, which is what I thought. They aren't super, not supposed to be super common, but yet it's like the 3rd or 4th one we've pulled. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? This is a Splash of Color Relic. And since he is not listed off in his own bidding category anywhere, that is where it goes. Splash of Color Relics category. A lenticular robots rule the world. Oh, when you started collecting, Upper Deck was your favorite, huh? What series did you like best? Were you an Exquisite kind of guy, or you had another Upper Deck that you liked the best? I still have some Upper Deck. I have some Upper Deck baseball, I think. Or I did have. I may have sent them all out by now. But at one point I had some Upper Deck baseball cards that I sent out sometimes as the bonus packs and stuff. Because I picked up a handful of boxes of them from my local card store. That's where I get a lot of the stuff that I send out is bonus stuff. Often it's things that he's got there around the store, and I'll just go in, pick them up, and then that's, I'm pretty sure I had 3 or 4 boxes of that recently, but I may have sent them all out, I don't know. Oh, in 1989 when there was just the one. Yeah, it was just the singular, it was just Upper Deck, period, you're right. You know, I might have some Upper Deck football around here still somewhere, too. Because at one point, I'll have to look for that. At one point I had some, maybe 2007 or 2009, had some boxes of Upper Deck still hanging around here. Not that I haven't had them since 2007 or 2009, but again, stuff that I picked up along the way. My local card shop, man, he had a ton of stuff, of older stuff, for a long time. I've picked him clean of a lot of it. And then, as many of you have heard me talk about in recent months, he's been selling stuff off lately because he plans to close it if he hasn't been able to sell it. And so far, that will go to the Jose Santos category. So far, he hasn't had any takers, so he's gonna close it down come December 31st if no one buys him out. So he's been selling through a lot of that older stuff. So I'm kind of a sucker for some of the older stuff. So every time I go in there now, I walk out with a big pile of boxes of, stuff from sometime in the last 10 or 20 years. So eventually you'll start seeing that stuff go out to you guys as bonus cards or bonus packs or things when you have your no-hits. Or sometimes I'll do them in mixers and we'll mess around and do different stuff with them. But I've picked up quite a little collection of odds and ends things from him recently. So I don't even know what all I have. A lot of times I just kind of put it in anything that's not a sealed case. I just have a little storage kind of area that I put it in. And my idea is I grab it as I need it, whether that is need it to make a mixer or need it to send out to you guys or something as bonus type stuff. So I don't always look through it to inventory it to see exactly what's there. But I probably need to do that pretty soon, so we can get a little bit of a handle on it. There's a Serena Williams splash of color. Of course, goes to her own bidding spot. Haha, look at the bowling guy. I don't know why that struck me as funny, but it did. For whatever reason, the pose he was in, it just struck me as funny. That was a Tiger Woods splash of color. There's a Wayne Gretzky splash of color. Of course, each of those go to their own bidding categories, as does Jose Santos go to his. Oh, you got some National Baseball Card Day packs. Yeah, actually, those, believe it or not, Topps doesn't just give those out to be given out. You have to buy them from Topps to give them out. But I kind of like them because they do have autographs in them. I mean, I don't know the frequency of which, but there are autograph variations. That's a nice low number to 8 on our little wood mini lumberjack here. And that is a mixed martial arts guy, and it goes to Goodwin Champions Mini is the category. But so they do randomly insert autographs in there, so I like that. But also, they're not as common, right? So I think if you pull, say, an Ohtani or an Acuna or one of our other good rookies out of there, I just don't think there are as many of them floating around, and, you know, might be able to do something with it. So, of course, they don't let me have those since I don't have a retail store. I have to order them through my retail store, the local card store. So he buys them, and then I buy them from him. And then this year, actually, one of my distributors still had some left after National Baseball Card Day was over. And they did let me buy some of them after the fact. So I would like to buy more of them because, well, frankly, honestly, I wanted to sit down and open up a bunch of them myself. Because I was thinking, ooh, I wonder how often the autographs are, like, inserted. Because it doesn't tell you what the ratio is. So I don't know if it's 1 per box or less than 1 per box, more than 1 per box. I don't know. But anyway, so I did manage to get my hands on a few boxes of them between what he ordered for me that I bought from him and then what my distributor sold me after the fact. Oh, you got an Acuna in yours? Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, I like those little packs. They do them at the holidays too, but at the holidays, I can't ever get them. I think he uses them all in his store. Because they limit you, he says, to how many, I guess Topps does, to how many you can have for your location. I'm assuming it probably has something to do with the volume that you do. So I can't ever get the holiday ones from him, but unless a distributor has some left over, maybe they would sell them to me after the fact again, like they did with National Baseball Card Day, but I don't know. But I'm always looking for little interesting, fun stuff like that. Because most of the time, I mean, many of you know this. When you're due consolation cards, if you're due several, as opposed to me going and, you know, maybe you're due 5 or 6, as opposed to me going and pulling out one for each of those 5 or 6 specific teams, I often will just give you a pack instead. And that way you've got a shot at maybe pulling something good in it. You know, might get an autograph or a relic, numbered card, insert, who knows, good rookie card, whatever. And I buy all kinds of different stuff for that. Just, as I said, a lot of it's what he has in his store, and I'll just go in and pick stuff out and, and like that. And occasionally I branch out and buy it elsewhere from other places too, but somebody was in last night that I forgot to ask. I meant to ask him what series it was that he got his autograph from, but he said one of the bonus packs he got, he pulled an autograph card and he pulled a card of numbered to 25, but I don't know what sport or what pack it was. I just put it in, I just put all those packs, like I'll open up 2 or 3 boxes of stuff I've bought for baseball, for instance. Maybe 2 or 3 different boxes of stuff I've bought for football, and then I just put them all in one big box, and I just kind of reach in and grab one. So, mix it up a little bit so you're not always getting the same thing every time, or I try to, anyway. And here we have, if I didn't have it upside down would be helpful, a National Parks map relic. Vintage map relic from, what if it, does it tell us where? No, it just says a piece of vintage map, but it is really low numbered. Number 2 of 38. So, National Parks map relic. I wish they would tell us, like, what year it's from. I'd like to know, like, what year did they, what map did they cut up to give us that? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's interesting to me. All right, let me do a little creative rearranging here. Then we're going to look at those last cards, and then we're going to open the next 8-box case. But bear with me for a second, because I need to create a little more space over here on the sorting part of things, because we're getting ready to, I've got to set this other stuff up here momentarily. And I want to make sure that I have adequate room for it. All right, let's get all our filler cards out of the way, and had to stop and do a little housekeeping there so that I have somewhere to put the next 8 boxes that we're going to go through, or the cards from them, I should say. Yeah, you said as much stuff as I move, they should give me a bunch. Yeah, they don't work like that. Yeah, Topps, well, like I said, even National Baseball Card Day, you would think that like Topps would give people those, dealers, I mean, based on the amount of product support that they give Topps, because it's a Topps promotion. That's Graham Rahal Gaudy memorabilia card. But they don't. They make them buy them. So they don't cut anybody any slack. But if they would let me buy it ahead of time as a breaker, you know, I can imagine a lot of breakers would probably utilize them. You know, you could just give them out as bonus packs for anybody who broke with you that day. There's a lot of stuff you could do with it if they would let us buy them. When robots ruled the world again, another lenticular. And honestly, since they aren't free and you do have to pay for them, like, why do they care who buys them? That's my other question. It's like, what difference does it make? But I guess it's supposed to be, you know, one of those things that, like, I guess it's supposed to be helping to boost the business of your local card store and keep traffic coming in there. I suppose that's the reasoning. That would make sense, but they have to realize that there aren't a lot of those kinds of stores left. And sadly, the ones that are like my guy, you know. He doesn't want to do breaks and things like that, which would give him more volume, which would mean he could buy enough stuff to stock his store. So then, because he doesn't do breaks and he doesn't turn through a lot of volume, then he has a hard time getting enough stuff to stock his store on the high demand products anyway. So he says that's part of the reason that he's, you know, shutting it down. But he's an older guy and he doesn't want to do breaks and doesn't want to do, you know, start selling it online and all that. So I think these days, if you have a local card store, you just about have to do breaks or sell online or something to keep your volume up, because if you don't, you know, you end up where he is. He'll order the hot products, you know, he might order 3 or 4 cases of it, stuff that for years he was able to get 3 or 4 cases of it, and now they'll give him, you know, like 5 boxes or something crazy. The nearest store to you is 100 miles or more away. Yeah, that's about where I'm going to be. I mean, once he closes, I don't think I've got another store until probably Louisville. So, yeah, you're probably talking 80 or 90 miles from me by the time we would get to another store once he closes. We used to have a bunch here, but I mean, I think probably everybody used to have a bunch once upon a time, but... And we used to also have some comic book stores and things that would sell sports cards, but all those are long since by the wayside as well. All right, let's stop and look at some of these, and then we'll go back and open the rest of those packs. There's our bird watcher guy again. At least he's probably not a bird watcher. I just keep calling him a bird watcher. Let's see who he is really. Does it say? It doesn't say what. Oh, he's an astronaut. I'm calling him a bird watcher. He's an astronaut, it says. Well, I don't know. In the picture, it looked like he was a bird watcher. I didn't really read the name or anything. I was just looking at the picture. All right, well, there you go. Now we learned something, didn't we? Here's another canine companion, and it is a smooth fox terrier. Canine companions are flat getting after it tonight. I mean, there have been a bunch of those come out of here. It's certainly been a lot more than what the odds stated of 1 in 100 packs, I mean. That should only be 1 every 5 boxes. Lindsay Weaver autograph. Goodwin autographs is the category that's heading to. And here is a Goodwin memorabilia for Marco Andretti. Yeah, he's still trying to talk me into buying that local card store. And honestly, I would kind of like to have it because I kind of would like to keep it open. I hate the fact that we're not going to have one at all. But I do not have enough time to staff that. I really just don't. I mean, there's no two ways about it. I have no way to staff that. But then I'd have to get into hiring a bunch of people to be there, and then you get into a whole other set of issues with that, I think. So, I don't know. He's also got a lot of inventory that's not just unopened cards. He's got lots of inventory like autographed baseballs and footballs and jerseys and things that where he's bought people's collections. And he's got tons of single cards where he's bought people's collections, including, by the way, a Big Ben Roethlisberger autographed rookie card, which I probably would have bought by now, if not for the fact that the ink on it was really faded. And I don't know if it's happened that way over time just because of the exposure to light. He's got it in a display case. If it's just over the years, it's had so much light exposure that that's what happened to it, or if he bought it that way from the collection, I don't know. But if it were not for that, if it were not faded a little bit, I would have probably already bought that Big Ben rookie. So that is another Goodwin Champions relic hit. Yeah, see, I'm with you, Jay Allen. As little time as I have, I don't see how I would, I don't think there's any way I would be able to do it. I mean, I guess there's a certain amount of work, there's a Ben Simmons, that you could do while being there in the store myself. But I hate thinking about being committed to X number of days per week, X number of hours per day, because you just never know, man, what you've got going. There's some days where I might be up till plenty of nights. I'm up till 2 or 3 a.m. working on sorting and different stuff after the break. I wouldn't want to get up and have to be at that store at like 9 the next morning, so I don't know. Only way I could see doing it is if I cut it way down and like maybe did Wednesday through Saturday or something, like 6 hours a day. And I don't think you can even make any money doing that. Open no more days than that. Probably wouldn't do any good, but I just hate the idea of there being no local card store at all. I keep hoping somebody will come and buy it. Maybe they will. His asking price might go down a little when he sells through some of his inventory. It should anyway, so that might help entice somebody. I even asked, there's another breaker that I see in there sometimes. We pick up supplies there occasionally from one of our distributors, and I saw him in there week before last, I guess. I said, you know, we ought to go together and buy this store, right? Between the two of us, maybe we could staff it. He goes, no, I don't have any time at all. I said, well, I really don't either, but just throwing things out there. So I wonder what this is going to do with my Wildcats in the rankings now that they lost. I would imagine, I would say we'll fall out of the top 20 anyway, I would think. Oh, Joshua, the helmet broke a while back. The helmet broke way back. This is actually, we're on our last break of the night. It was, do you want to know who it was? I should wait. I should ask you that before I tell you who it was, in case you want to go back and watch it later. I don't want to, like, ruin the surprise for you. But Joshua, if you want to know who it is, you can just type in there and let me know that you do, and I'll tell you exactly who it was. Oh, yeah, Jay Allen, I know what you mean. That's part of what I said. You know, if you have to hire somebody, then it does open up a whole other can of worms. And I don't think I can rely on, you know, the free labor of family enough to make it work, nor would I want to tie anybody down to that many hours as it would take to run that store. So, sadly, I don't think there's much way for me to accomplish it, but Joshua, you do want to know. Okay, it was the Saints, and it was Marshawn Lattimore. There's another one of our little lumberjacks, but again, that just goes to Goodwin Champions Minis, because Mark Coleman there is not one of our other categories. Scott, why are you booing, man? What's going on? You usually boo football, but this isn't football. This is Goodwin Champions. This is multi-sport. We have a Goodwin relic, and it is numbered to 50 for Kayla Day. Who is that? Oh, that's our auto racing guy again. Harris English, golfer, Gaudy memorabilia or relic. Oh, you're saying you're booing because it's not a baseball break. Well, there's baseball in it. I mean, there's baseball players in it. For sure. Shohei Ohtani is a possibility in here, as a matter of fact, of one of our baseball players. When robots rule the world, lunch break. 3D lenticular insert. Another Ben Simmons. I will say this, these little blank cards, you know, the spacers, the fillers, the things that are supposed to fool the people who, you know, try to feel the packs and find the hits by feeling the packs. They are not as thick in Goodwin, in this Upper Deck product, as they are in the Panini products. Thinner. They used to be thicker, but they're thinner now than they have been in the past. You're just bored. Hey, that's okay, man. You can hang out with us tonight. We're just going through, we're doing a master case, so 16 boxes of Goodwin Champions, and we've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, plus this one that's out on the table. So 5.5 boxes left of our 16. Corey was here, Scott, but he's gone. He wasn't in the breaks tonight, but he stopped by to say hey, and I'm pretty sure he's gone. I haven't seen him type anything in a while. He bought a bunch of stuff himself. He said he ordered like some, I think he said, didn't he say Flawless and National Treasures and like a memorabilia vault and some other stuff that he ordered in, I think. But he's just going to open for himself whenever it shows up. Best reviews and free bonuses. I don't know if Finrod's still in here or not. I don't think that he is. But I can, best reviews and free bonuses, if you send me a message on eBay, I can pass it along to him if you don't connect with him in here tonight. And I'll just tell him, you know, you're looking for him, basically. Yeah, I think Scott, isn't his thing Alone in Alaska Adventures? I think that's the name of his blog or his Facebook page or both. I think that's his deal there. Oh, you want to buy the Sapphire Allen out of Flawless #2, and then the Allen RPA. I already shipped out Flawless 2. I got it out today. Obviously, I haven't shipped what we pulled tonight, but regardless, I guess I would ship it to him, and then he would ship it on to you if you guys make a deal or whatever. But I would think that probably, well, yeah, you're saying you think the Sapphire Allen's probably worth 100 minimum. I would say it's probably worth maybe a little more than 100, but Josh Allen's just in a weird place right now. You know, I think he got a little bump when he started, but then he got sacked like 800 times because he has no protection. So those kind of things on a rookie quarterback can affect their prices. So I would say wait and see how he plays tomorrow, but maybe in 100, 150 range on the Sapphire one, maybe. So this is Matt Trope again, our bowler. That's on lenticular, 3D lenticular splash of color. Base is technically what it is. Mark Coleman, mixed martial arts guy. Goodwin relics. I haven't seen any of his pictures. I'll have to go look up some of his pictures. That would be cool then. Oh, you're saying you have the Sapphire Allen. I gotcha. You're going to trade that and cash toward the Allen RPA. Now I gotcha. Well, then, yeah, so I shipped that out already, so you'll be getting that soon. I would think probably somewhere in the range of, I think a little over 100, but again, wait and see how he plays Sunday, honestly. I know that sounds stupid, but, yeah, it will make a difference. When they're rookies, it can swing things big time one way or the other if they have a couple of really good games or a couple of not really good games. So a Manchester Terrier canine companions. We have pulled so many of these tonight. I just feel like the odds are wrong on it somehow, but I know that's what it said. I don't have any packs laying here. The next packs that we get out, I'm gonna look at the back of it again, and maybe it didn't say 1 in every 100, but I thought that it did. Oh, Scott, the Kentucky game. Of course, you know, I started the break tonight at 9:30, so I didn't see the end of it. I only saw a portion of it before I had to turn it off and get the spreadsheet done and come and do the break. But, of course, Jay Allen was nice enough to keep me updated on the score as we went along the way and through overtime and everything. And, I mean, his play-by-play was excellent. Jay Allen's was, and I could envision every bit of it right up into and including Terry Wilson getting sacked on a 3rd down in overtime, like within field goal range would have been. So, you know, it's like, thank you, Terry Wilson. And I'm going to try not to go off on my rant again about that. So, but yeah, Scott, I'm glad I didn't see the end of it. I think it would have been awful. I don't know. I do think the Bills' price in breaks has fluctuated a little. I think it has been a little bit lower in the last maybe week or 10 days. than it was as soon, right when he was named the starter. It jumped a little bit, and then I think it leveled back off again after that. But if he can have a good couple of games, which if he gets any help, he could. But, you know, they've got to kind of help the guy. I think it could definitely make a difference in your values on that. Oh, did the Bills sell for $37 tonight? I didn't even know that. That's so low. I did not know that. Oh yeah, I definitely break on weekends, man. I break almost every night. It's rare for me not to because I enjoy it. So for me, I don't get to keep the cards obviously, but I really enjoy opening it and looking at them. And the only part that's kind of a drag is sorting breaks with lots of base cards. Like this break will not be as bad to sort since the categories are a little more broad. But some of the breaks are just dreadful to sort. That's the only thing I don't like, is the ones that take 2 or 3 hours to sort. But other than that, I really like it, so I do it most nights because I think it's fun. So, but yeah, that is a really, I didn't even know it sold that low tonight, so that would have been a really good deal, especially with what came out of it for the Bills, because that was a sweet RPA tonight. Well, Scott, I don't disagree with you. It was a bad night on offense, but you know what? I think it was a bad night on offense for both teams. I don't think A&M played very well either. I think both teams were on the field mainly because of the defense. But listen, I've been saying all along, and I've already gone off on a rant on this earlier tonight before you were on here. I have said from the beginning, Gunnar Hoke should be our starting quarterback. I don't think that the mobility that Terry Wilson brings does us, I mean, sure, it's good in the moment when he does it, if he does it well. But then he just turns around and gives the yards up with, you know, a fumble or a sack for a loss or a missed throw or an inability to throw the ball deep. An inaccurate ball, one of the many, many, many things that happen with him. So I would just rather it be Gunnar, and I think that we would have a more productive offense if it was, but I've been saying that since day one. Shouldn't have been Terry Wilson as our starter, but what are you going to do? That's what they did, and I don't think they're going to pull him. They're just not, and they should. At the very least, they should be putting Gunnar Hoke in for a few series every game when we get stagnant like we were tonight. When robots rule the world 3D. But they're not going to do that either, which, you know, I guess it's hard to argue when you're winning games, but we didn't win tonight. So somewhere along the way, there should have been some reevaluation this evening. So that is Goodwin Champions Relic. Serena in her cat suit. Oh, hey, a Gaudy autograph. Oh, and it's Tiger, baby. Yeah, baby. That Tiger Woods category hits tonight. Tiger's got his own bidding category, of course. And that just added a nice little hit to someone's collection, whoever picked up Mr. Tiger Woods this evening. You said there were definitely non-Bills fans getting in on your breaks after the Vikings upset. Yeah, I hear you. All right, I'm looking on here. Canine Companions. It does. It says 1 in 100. Now, that's got to mean packs and not cards, right? That means packs, doesn't it? I think. I'm trying to see what some of these others. That says 3 in every 20. So, yes, that would be right. So, it's saying that we should see Canine Companions 1 in every 100 packs, which is 1 for every 5 boxes. So, we should have had, what, like 3 in this whole case. We've had easily double that, which is kind of crazy. Best reviews and free bonuses. You said you have the memory of a 90-year-old. I'm with you. I feel exactly the same way. I mean, I'll have people ask me Somebody wrote me today and asked me about a break that was 2 or 3 days ago, and they wanted to know, did such and such team hit? And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I have no idea. Because first of all, I've done a zillion breaks since that 2 or 3 days ago, and then I've sorted a zillion more. So yeah, I know I can't remember stuff the way that I could anyway. Anything good come out of that autographed glove earlier? Oh, brother. It went by way of length of service to the Expos, which of course is the Nationals. And I've forgotten even who the player's name was with all the hullabaloo around that glove. You know, I just look at that and think, why did the guy have to write an inscription, right? Because if the guy hadn't wrote an inscription, then we wouldn't have had any sort of anybody getting all crazy. But most of the time, an inscription's a good thing. But tonight it wasn't. Jay Allen, you said Tiger sold cheap tonight. I didn't notice really too much what anybody went for, other than Ben Simmons. You know, went at a pretty healthy price, which you would expect him to, because this is the only place you're going to get his autographs, and his autographs hold significant value. So that one you would expect to go pretty high. You would also think Michael Jordan probably would be reasonable. I don't know, you know, Serena and Tiger and Wayne Gretzky and those guys probably don't go really high, but you know, that's the reason though still that you break Goodwin champions, is to get some of these autographs that you can't find anywhere else. So if you want to get them, you've got to buy them either secondary market, or you got to hit them in the Upper Deck Goodwin champions. Scott says the good news is basketball is around the corner. You know what? I'm not by any means disappointed in our football team as a whole. I mean, we've had a fantastic start to the season. Frankly, I figured we were going to lose one or the other between A&M and Missouri. I kind of, in the back of my mind, thought that A&M was the game we might lose. And then when we ended up scoring first tonight, I thought, okay, maybe I was off the mark. Maybe we are going to be able to win down here. But not terribly surprised that we lost. We'll have a bye week. We'll go down to Mizzou, deal with that, and see where we sit after that. Now, if we also lose to Missouri, that will be a problem. But losing to A&M and then winning at Missouri, we're still fine. You're saying the Packers not exactly known for defense. Well, yeah, I might tend to agree with you on that. Oh, you know, here's the thing, best reviews. I can remember certain things. Like, I'm much more likely, of course, to remember the big hits. Anything that's worth a ton of money, I'm more likely to remember. Sometimes I'm good about remembering the one-of-ones, but not always. I'm a little better with remembering Steelers cards, but honestly, I don't even remember a lot of those unless they're, you know, big booming hits. It's just, I don't know. Even stuff that I couldn't even tell you right now what we've hit in this break, because I've seen so many cards in here. Other than the Tiger Woods, I couldn't even tell you 2/3 of the things we pulled out of here. I just don't really make a concentrated effort to retain it. This is Goodwin autographs for Sophia Hereda. So, I don't know. I think it's just one of those things. I don't probably make an effort to remember it all either, I guess is the deal. Canine Companions Bulldog. You said like the Allen would be a memorable hit, even if you weren't rambling about it. Well, you're not rambling about it, first of all. But secondly, I would probably remember that at least for a short period of time because it's a really nice patch. And that's kind of my groove. I like really nice relics. They are my favorite part of hits often. Honestly, I mean, everybody likes an autograph because I guess in theory, most of the time it's worth more money. But for me personally, I'm just as happy if I pull a really nice relic. So the patches can be interesting to me, and that was a nice patch for him. World Traveler Map Relics. This is Brazil on that one. I want to know what map did they cut up for this stuff. They don't tell us that, but I want to know that. You said you don't recognize most of the names in Goodwin Champions. Well, there's lots of different guys in here, right? I mean, there's auto racing, there's like this, there's hockey. I mean, there's pretty much every sport under the sun. There's UFC, there's mixed martial arts, of course, our basketball, football, soccer, golf, bodybuilding. I mean, you name it, it's in here. I mean, that's a BMX guy. We've got bowlers. So, I mean, some of them I don't know either. Some of them I do, some of them I don't. But they put a wide variety in Goodwin Champions. And this is, who is this? Speed skating. Mamie, Benny, Biney, speed skater. And that again going to Goodwin autographs. We haven't seen any genuine heroes autographs tonight, have we? Yeah, I figured we would have hit one of those somewhere along the way. Maybe it'll show up still yet. A Goodwin relic for our BMX guy. Yeah, Flawless, of course, does have nice relics. I mean, anytime you get into the higher end stuff with Panini, Immaculate is another one that has really nice relics, but they're not always patches in Immaculate. You know, it's also where you'll get, you know, pieces of the cleat and glove relics and all kinds of interesting stuff in Immaculate usually. But they have good patches. Of course, Flawless does. National Treasures does. So for sure, they have their sets that have really nice stuff in them from a relic standpoint. Although, we pulled some nice relics out of some other stuff this year, too. Might have been, if Greg was still on here, he could tell me for sure, but it might have been out of XR or Certified. It was one of the two, XR or Certified. We pulled like the dolphin for the Dolphins. Oh, I was so excited. I love it when we pull part of the mascot. If it's an animal, you know, like the Cardinals, the Dolphins, the Ravens. Well, the Ravens have that, they don't use an animal. They use that weird, what's the word I'm looking for? Crest is their logo. But any team that has an animal as part of their logo and we pull the animal as part of the patch, I'm like over the moon. Jay Allen, who did you think was the jockey? Oh, the BMX guy? Yeah, no, the jockey in here is Jose Santos this year. They always have horse racing stuff in Goodwin Champions. And in past years, they've had some really cool stuff, like memorabilia from like horses, Secretariat and stuff like that. I mean, they've had some really cool horse racing stuff here in Goodwin in past years. This year, I think the only horse racing thing in here is maybe Jose Santos. And there he is, speaking of. And of course, he did have his own bidding category. Jose Santos did. Yeah, I liked Oh, yeah, you remember the dolphin patch too then, right, Jay Allen? Okay, so was that in certified? It might have been in certified instead of in XR. I can't remember 100% which one it was. Maybe certified. But regardless, it was just 20 kinds cool. I loved it. I was so excited by it. I'm easily amused by good patches. I freely admit it. And I love the NFL shield. That's my other thing. And the Nike swoosh, of course. And is that our bowler again? Yeah, it's our bowler with a dual relic for our bowler going to the Goodwin relics category. And of course, another robot rule the world lenticular 3D card. XR did have nice patches in there too, though, for sure. And, you know, though, I like the NFL Shield better than I like pulling the Logo Man in basketball. That's kind of weird, probably. I think most people like the Logo Man in basketball better, which I do like that, too. But for whatever reason, that NFL Shield and I are just good buddies. I love that thing. Always makes me happy. Yeah, you're probably right. That is a good point. The certified patches are bigger. So it probably was in certified. I think it was for Gasicki that we pulled it. Kalen Balaj, of course, is in every product a million times over, but I think the one that had the dolphin on it might have been Gasicki. Ah, Benrud, you're back. So that's good. Best Reviews it wants to make a deal with you on a card, my friend. Oh, you pulled the Zeke to 5 RPA certified in 2016. Nice. Nice, nice. Oh, I hear my little kitten is getting beat up down there by somebody. Probably the girl. I don't know why the girl doesn't like him. There's a girl, brother and sister that I took in. Strays. I don't know. They were like 6, I think. And then we got this little kitten that we found outside last year. He's close to about a year ago. And for some reason, the girl does not like that kitten. And she beats him up a lot. Especially when I'm working. Because she knows that she can just get away with it. Just like kids, aren't they? It's terrible. So, yeah. So I hear some commotion down there. And I think my kitten's getting beat up. He'll be all right, though. So we have another national park relic, and this is Mount Rainier, Christine Falls. You guys see there's a load of chipping down on this one, all the way kind of everywhere, but particularly bottom edge, bottom corners. It is numbered to 99, but it does have a lot of chipping on it. And that's kind of like a weird piece of the map. Like, I mean, it doesn't really show us anything too much, but all right. I don't know much about map relics and what makes them worth more or less than another one, but that one didn't look all that interesting. And I may have to break this up. Hang on and see if there's bloodshed down here. Okay. I guess they're going to be all right. They're into it, but I don't see anybody, like, bleeding or anything. So we'll just let them go on with it. You can probably hear them down there. Okay. My stack is getting high over here of stuff I've got to dispose of after the break. And then, you know what's bad? Because Monday's Columbus Day, I think that means I don't get my recycling pickup. Oh, that's going to be really bad because we've opened at a very frenetic pace this week with all the new releases. My recycling bin is overflowing. And on the days where they don't come and get it on Mondays that are a holiday, where they don't do pickup, man, they won't come till Wednesday. I'm gonna have recycling stacked up 50 feet deep by then. Oh, Jay Allen, you can hear them here. I told you, man, they're loud down there. They're all like hissing and fighting and whatever they're doing. I don't know. I just kind of tried to take a little peek and see if anybody looked like they were bleeding. So since they weren't, I just let them go. All right, we are, believe it or not, we're in the home stretch a little bit. So we're not, I kind of thought tonight between the earlier stuff that we opened in the Goodwin, I thought we'd end up at about 2 hours, and it seems like I'm going to be off by a little bit. We're going to be probably closer to 2.5 hours. Of course, that's probably spent 10 of those minutes with our disgruntled person and the baseball glove, who, as it turns out, Jay Allen says, wasn't even the person who had the bidding spot. So, there you go. Live and learn, right? Do I remember the dual football relic of the wrong teams? Yeah, that's the one we just hit not too long ago. It was numbered to 2. It was, the relics on it were the Dolphins and the Ravens, but those were not the teams on it. The teams on it were who? Like the Bears and somebody, I don't know. But the relics themselves were Dolphins on the top and Ravens on the bottom, but that's not what they should have been. I can't remember who the players were on the card, though, but it was numbered 1 of 2, and it was really recent, so it had to be out of whatever what have we been opening even? Isn't that awful? I'm like, what have we been opening? So it must have been was it out of XR, I guess? I think I took a picture of it, so I probably have a picture of it, because eventually, one day, I'll get an Instagram page up or actually use my Twitter account or something. So I did take a picture of it, but I don't know what I can tell you beyond that. So another World Traveler map relic. This one is out of Mexico, and that's like a cooler relic. That's a cooler piece of the map, and that one's not even numbered. Our national park map was just kind of not as cool, and it was numbered. Yeah, guys, there's not going to be much sales history yet for Flawless Collegiate because it was just released this week, it just came out on Wednesday. So everybody's still in the process of getting it open and receiving it and getting it listed and all that kind of stuff. It was, Benrud, it was not the pictures flipped of the players, and it wasn't the names flipped. It was the relics that were wrong. The players were correct, and the player names and the player photographs were correct. It's just the relics that were with those players were for different teams than those players played for. Zadorsky, a soccer player for Goodwin autographs. And it was definitely a Dolphins relic and definitely a Ravens relic, but those were not the teams on the card. You would think I'd be able to remember the teams that were on there, but I don't. But it was numbered 1 of 2. Because we talked about whether or not the other one, the second one, had the correct or the incorrect relics. And if the second one had the correct relics and this was the only error of the 2, I think it would have been worth probably even more, but I don't know. Jay Allen, you think they're just cutting up a road atlas? Well, I guess they could be. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing in there. That's, I don't know. What are you looking for, Ben Rudd? You want to see the flawless hit from tonight? I can show it to you again after we finish up Goodwin here, if you are so inclined, if you want to take another look at it. I'm happy to do that after we finish this. I'm pretty sure, guys, that it's to 10, but I can give you another look at it when we finish up Goodwin. But I'm fairly sure that the Josh Allen was to 10, because it was definitely a low number, and I'm pretty sure it was 10. But we'll find out for sure shortly if you want to. I know, I agree with you. I'd like to know where the maps come from too. That's what I'm saying. Some of these, like, why can't they put on there what it's from? I want to know. Why won't they tell me? So I guess it's a big secret. I was hoping we'd pull a Jungle Book card. Maybe we still will, but I would love to pull a Jungle Book illustration card out of here tonight. I think that would be pretty cool. We had some nice Packers the other night out of Flawless, that first night when everything sold like so stupidly cheap. 49ers sold for like $13 and hit that one of one Dante Pettis Nike swoosh. And the Packers that night, I think, sold for maybe $18, $19, and they hit the Brett Favre autograph to $5, I think it was. And then they also hit an Aaron Rodgers emerald. I mean, like, it was just stupid what came out of there. Oh, yeah. For the money, I mean. I subsidized that break quite heavily, as you might imagine. With prices like that, I certainly did not do well. But, you know, that's okay. Some nights, it's just like that. And some people got some good bargains and nice cards at a good price. So that's what matters. But we did hit, that was definitely a Packers kind of case, that first break of Flawless Collegiate on Wednesday night. But I don't remember who had the Packers that night. It could have been Ben Rudd. I don't know if he had them that night or not. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think kind of Jay Allen, it would be cool if they were rare maps, but then kind of not cool. Because, like, if they are really rare maps, should you be cutting them up to put them in a trading card? So, on the one hand, it would be cool. But on the other hand, I'd be like, ooh, I don't know if they should have cut that up. So, I don't know what's happening here either. This is a World Traveler map as well. This is Yemen. And, yeah, it just says map relic. So, it doesn't. Once again, doesn't give us any indication as to where the map came from. So, or how old it is, or as you say, if they just, you know, like cut up an atlas or something. They just go down to AAA, pick up a couple maps, cut them up. I mean, I don't know. I don't think so, but maybe I'll have to look through the marketing material and see if it gives us any more information as to where some of those come from. Oh, you're saying if a map is frayed on the edges or torn, it's okay to cut it up? Well, I didn't know that. I don't really know anything about map collecting at all. But that's good to know. So, they could be buying, like, stuff that's cut up and cut it up more. Speaking of, you guys want to hear something wild. Do you know the street artist named Banksy? He's like a kind of a somewhat famous guy. What do we have here? This is, oh, I don't know if I'm supposed to, am I supposed to show that? What is this? It's a robot, when robots rule the world artist autograph. It's got a code kind of thing on the back though, and I don't know if I'm supposed to show that or not. But there it is, signed right there. So that's got to be kind of rare, right? Like, I think. I guess that code thing on the back doesn't matter. But anyway, it's an artist autograph for when robots rule the world. And that, I think, is probably pretty cool. Of course, that's the category it goes to as well. And another robots rule the world here. And we are closing in on it here. About time to do a recap of Goodwin Champions here momentarily. Banksy, right. Sorry, I didn't finish that story, did I? So Banksy, a street artist, famous for, you know, obviously just showing up and drawing these random things. And nobody's supposed to know who he is in real life. One of his more famous paintings, drawings, whatever you want to call it, it's a black and white pencil sketch of a little girl with a red balloon that's kind of like floating away. So it's sold at Sotheby's or somewhere yesterday maybe. And it was custom framed, and it said it was the frame was handpicked by the artist himself, etc., etc. Thing sold for $1.4 million. And as soon as the hammer drops on it and it's sold, an alarm sounds, and there was a shredder, a paper shredder built into the frame. So the paper shredder starts going and shreds the print right after somebody just bought it for $1.4 million. Because Banksy himself had built a shredder into the frame for the sole purpose of shredding it when it sold at auction. Can you believe that? This is just crazy. But anyway, that is what happened. So, all right, let's try and recap this. I say try to because I don't know if I've stacked all kinds of things in here, I think. So Goodwin Champions Relic, Canine Companions, Goodwin Champions Autograph, Robots Rule the World, another Canine Companion, a Gaudy Memorabilia, Canine Companion again, another Gaudy Memorabilia. This is a splash of color base is where it goes, but it is lenticular, so I think that might apply to your chase, if you will. This is a Goodwin Mini that will go to Goodwin Minis, but it is numbered 8 of 8, so I set it aside. Then we have a World Traveler Map Relic, another World Traveler Map Relic, a National Parks Relic, that one, you know, with lots of chipping there along the edges and corners of it. Another Robot Rule the World, World Traveler Map, another National Park, and it's numbered to 58, and I should have shown you this other National Park is also numbered, it's to 99, so there's both of those. And this is Robots Rule the World. This is Goodwin Champions Memorabilia, Canine Companions Patch again, Goodwin Champions Memorabilia and Relic, same category, guys. So a Goodwin Champions Relic, I should say. Robots Rule the World, an Aviation Relic. Goodwin Champions Autograph. Another Canine Companion. Goodwin Champions Relic. Robots Ruling the World, a Robots Ruling the World signed by the artist. And a Goodwin Champions Autograph. Goodwin Relic, Goodwin Autograph, a Tiger Woods Gaudy Autograph, nice. Goodwin Relic, Robots Rule the World, Goodwin Relic numbered to 50, Goodwin Relic, Goodwin Autograph, Robots Rule the World. This is Goodwin Inscriptions, so that goes to that category, Goodwin Inscriptions. Robots Rule the World, a World Traveler Map again. Goodwin relic, Goodwin autograph, Goodwin autograph, Goodwin relic. Another, this is a splash of color once again, but it is a lenticular, so I think it's probably involved in the chase, perhaps, for the bounty. Another canine companion. That one's a rat terrier and a canine companion hound. So look how many of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those. And they should have been falling roughly one every 5 boxes, I think. So we really kind of cleaned up on those. We already looked at that, I think, but that obviously is Goodwin autographs too. Okay, so that is the recap of our Goodwin break. I think you guys wanted to see the Josh Allen again. Let me get this set off to the side. I'll find the Josh Allen over here in the sorting area, put it up for you from the earlier break of Flawless Collegiate. As soon as I take a look at that, we will put the info back up from the spreadsheet for anybody who wants to see it again. Meanwhile, let me find Josh Allen. Yeah, there it is. It is numbered to 10. I thought that it was. So once again, this is from the earlier Flawless Collegiate break, but somebody wanted a shot of it, wanted to see it again. So there it is for your viewing pleasure this evening. And let's roll through spreadsheet stuff again. I do know someone told me there was a question about I had a question about what number our player wore, if he wore 9 with only one of the teams involved on that autograph glove earlier. And I believe it turned out that he wore 9 with all of the other teams except for one, which was the Indians. So that does bring us back to our original conclusion, which is going to the team with the longest length of service. So here's the shipping information. The Goodwin champions that we just finished up, projecting out on or about Wednesday. The free shipping breaks tonight, the glove, the jerseys, the football helmet, Flawless Collegiate, projecting out on or about Thursday. Remember, there is no mail service on Monday. In any case, if you got blanked, you are entitled to a consolation card. I do track those for a rolling 90 days. If you are in the paid shipping break, it would ship out with the rest of the break. If you were in the free shipping break, most likely I hold those until you have the next package going out, unless you tell me otherwise. If you send me a message and say you don't want to wait for your next package and you're in that free shipping break, then I will get you taken care of right away. All right, this is upcoming breaks. This is the stuff we're going to be doing for the rest of the week. Well, not the whole rest of the week, but for the next 5 days. Leaf Best of Baseball is tomorrow night. That is always awesome. Somebody said they've already seen a 1959 Mickey Mantle come out of a case of Leaf Best of Baseball. So, yeah, that gives you an idea of what you can find in there. And some Bowman High Tech will be coming out tomorrow night, another case of that, and an 8-box inner case of Illusions football. On Monday night, we'll open a half case of basketball jerseys, some Archive Signature Series retired players, more Flawless Collegiate, more National Treasures baseball, and some more Impeccable basketball. Tuesday night, we'll open an autographed baseball bat and then a full case of Contenders Draft Picks baseball. On Wednesday night, Leaf Best of Baseball case break again, more Flawless Collegiate, and a master case 16-box break of Illusions football. Thursday night will be a triple play baseball box, a half case of mini football helmets, a half case of Leaf football jerseys, and a full case of Bowman Chrome baseball. So that's what we are looking like for the days ahead. And I think that has got me wrapped up for tonight. So once again, thank you everyone for joining me. I appreciate you being here, and I hope that I will see you again on another break. You can always come by and hang out and chat, whether you're in the break or not. I'm always glad to have the company. So hopefully we will see you again soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye now.